Welcome back. I am Alake, a Mastercard Foundation Scholar at Arizona State University. And in this video, I'll be sharing how to approach your essay on resilience, leadership, and impact. You should know that this is one of the most important and personal parts of your application. And this essay isn't about showing perfection, it's about showing growth. How you responded when things didn't go according to plan, how you adapted, how you made a difference. And we are still going to be using the STAR method. Remember in the last video, I said STAR is situation, task, action, and result. It's a simple but powerful way to tell your story meaningfully. It ensures that your story is connected, right? So let's take a look at the question. Describe a specific experience where you demonstrated resilience, leadership, and or adaptability. Explain how this experience contributed to your personal or professional growth and prepared you for success in graduate studies. Additionally, discuss the positive impact you had on your community and the key lessons you gained from this experience. Your essay must be between 450 to 500 words. So let's walk through this using a real example. You start by describing the situation. What was happening around you? Let's use COVID 19, the lockdown period, for instance. During the COVID 19 lockdown, schools in my country were closed for months. My institution didn't have the facilities for online learning, which means I couldn't continue my studies. Around me, I saw many secondary school students struggling. Their academic routine was broken and they were losing confidence, they were idle, and were engaged in different vices. This sets the context. It's a real challenge affecting not just you, but others. So, what was the task? Now, here you describe what responsibility or opportunity you saw in that moment. I realized that if we waited for the government or schools to resume, we might lose an entire term, or worse, the motivation to learn. So I decided to do something. You come in with the action. This is where you show leadership and creativity. I started by reaching out to a few teachers and classmates through WhatsApp. Together, we created small study groups for secondary school students in our community. You can say, okay, I used WhatsApp, voice notes, and later Zoom sessions to teach leadership, responsibility, and basic entrepreneurship skills, including how to scale a startup idea using local examples. We started with about 50 students. Within a few weeks, word spread and more students joined. I created a weekly schedule, leadership lessons on Mondays, financial literacy on Wednesdays, and group discussions on Fridays. By the third month, we had over 150 students participating from three different neighborhoods. I also invited young business owners to share their stories, helping the students see what was possible, even during lockdown. Then you come in with the results. You end your story by showing the outcome and what you learned. By the end of the lockdown, many of the students had started small initiatives from selling homemade snacks to setting up online tutoring for younger pupils. One of them even received recognition at her school for leading a cleanup project in her area. For me, that experience was a turning point. It taught me that leadership isn't about a title, it's about responding to needs and creating value wherever you are. It also strengthened my confidence in using technology to drive social impact. That's the kind of story that shows resilience, finding purpose even in disruption. Leadership, inspiring and organizing others, and impact, measurable change in your community. So it is important that whatever story it is you're writing, you are able to add real data, statistics. How many people were involved? What are the signs that what you did had an impact? Do you understand? So as you write your essay, remember you're not just telling them what happened. You're showing who you've become because of that process. And it's important before writing this essay to truly reflect. Reflect on what this experience has taught you about service, adaptability, problem solving. Then connect it to how these lessons prepare you for graduate school and for greater impact ahead. You should know that resilience is not about never falling or failing, it's about rising even when you fall. And leadership is about seeing a need and stepping up, showing initiative. And impact is about leaving people and places better than you found them. So Take a deep breath, reflect, and write your story from your heart. Everyone out there has a story. So there is no, I don't think I've displayed resilience. Even though you might think it's little, but the way you tell it matters a lot. Let your story speak. To wrap up the first stage of the technology and innovation scholarship process, I'll be training a bonus video on resume and recommendation letter tips. All right. And so thank you for joining me on this video. I hope you were able to learn something to better your application. You know what, as we go through this process, I want you to carry me along. When you do get shortlisted for your interview, please let me know. Use the comments, send me an email via the email address in the description of this video. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. Mosimi Alake, I'm not hard to find. Yes, and so let's get right to that final video on your resume and recommendation letter.